Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Um, I know it was a long night for some of you guys. The hurricane, and also we still don't have mods. I'm going to do that. I just haven't really had the time. Yesterday, it was one thing after another, and I was very anxiously watching this hurricane approach, watching WFLA and their daggone wobble tracker, and Kimberly, I'm so glad that you made it through and you're safe. I was worried about Jen, and she's doing okay. She's doing good, actually. Anyways, I know a couple other of you guys had reached out to a couple of you, and yeah, it's just scary. It was a big, scary storm. I will get the mods added, but that's not most important to me. Most important is that we're here and we have these conversations also. So this morning I had it scheduled, and right after that, which I knew that the internet people would be coming, they parked like right in front of my door and they were not super quiet. And so I had to push it back, and I hate to do that. I know that most of you guys don't mind. Look, I have to make decisions, whether it's mods, my schedule, whatever, based on what's best for me. And I'm going to. I lived a long time like just trying to please other people, or not really doing that. And at this point, I'm just not going to apologize for putting myself, my family, and my sanity first. So I pushed it back, and here we are. I just wanted to come on and give you some updates regarding Leilani's trial and the jury selection, what's happened so far. We found out yesterday they're going to be streaming after the jury has been chosen. I'm really looking forward to that. So, yeah. Hey, Jen, thank you. Thank you, Nature Rocks. Good to see you guys. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Chica. Hey, Claus. Adrian, Pointer Lover. Roro. Hey, Natasha. Adrian, Seek Justice, Crystal, Chopper. Thank you guys for being here. Just because. Oh, thank you for being a member for 25 months. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Hey, Chopper. I think I said hi to you already, but I don't know. The names run together after a second. I think it's just from like scrolling. I don't know what it is, but I start to forget, like, who have I said hello to? Hey, Ange. Hey, Jen. Amber, good to see you. Ooh, okay, Amber. Neat. Hey, Boho Hobo. Hey, Neat. Oh, no, Amber. I'll be done by like 1:30 at the longest. It's pretty, what I have to go through, it isn't going to take too long, but I did want to come on and touch base. Hey, Jelly Baby. I cannot wait to see her be sentenced either. And then I'll just share your live at the end, and we can go watch you, Amber. Hey, Teacup. Hey, James. Oh no, Adrian will definitely be getting his wrench back. I just have to redo some things here, and like I said, there's a few different reasons why, but it is what it is. It's kind of just the way things are going. Hey, Christina, we all do what works for schedules too, so don't worry. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not going to. I don't ever want to disappoint you guys or make anybody upset or anything like that. But then at the end of the day, like, I have to live for me and my family first. And so that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. I love you, Amber. Thank you. I'm glad you let me know, because I didn't see that. Hey, Boho Hobo. I know you're on Patreon, which please don't feel like you need to do both. I don't want you guys to do that, and I'm about to start doing a lot more on Patreon and my second channel, and they're kind of linked together. That's the channel I stream from for Patreon. So I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do things, but yeah. Okay. So anyways, let's get right into it. First, I just want to talk to you. So, I want to remind you guys, many of you followed this since the beginning. Many of you didn't. I did that stream the other day where we went through like pretty much, not everything, but a lot of the things that you need to know walking into this trial. I just want to remind you, look, there is one person who has been charged for this. And because I've seen, honestly, on at least a handful of different channels and other places too, like different, just all over. I've seen at least a handful of different conspiracies and stuff like that. At the end of the day, Leilani is the one who's been charged. I don't want to even play into that stuff at all, because I watched very closely the same way with Letitia's case from the beginning. And we saw all the conspiracies, all the rumors, the innocent people being blamed. And then we got to trial and we were able to see that they tracked every person's movements from start to finish. And you could clearly see that Al wasn't a part of it because he was being blamed at one point. This grieving father who had to remember those pretext calls, what he had to do to just get the information he needed to find Gannon. It was torture. It really was. And he tortured himself for Gannon. And he, at that time, was being blamed by the internet as being part of it. So I just want to remind you guys, like, I know you will probably see these things too, because I've seen them, like I said, it's at least a handful of different places. Just remember, just hold on and wait for the evidence. That's what trial is all about. When we start following these cases from the second a child goes missing, from the second a person is killed, kidnapped, whatever, we're always, we're in it waiting for someone to be held accountable and for a trial, right? So this person, whoever it is that's held accountable, will be punished. So that's being held accountable will be punished. I just want to remind you guys that things may appear one way or another, but at the end of the day, look, and you know what? Leilani is the one to blame for this. Now, do I feel other people probably have some blame in it? Or at least are part of what happened and why? Yes, of course I do. But, I don't think that, well, for instance, Billy Joe. I think that her choices played into this, obviously. She wasn't supposed to leave Leilani alone with the kids. One of my friends made a point to me earlier. She didn't leave her alone. There were other people there, whatever. At the end of the day, she also holds some responsibility in what happened, but she is grieving, and she's going to punish herself for the rest of her life for what happened. I just don't think it's fair for us to blame her. Right now, I just want to focus on Leilani. That's just where I want to keep it. She's the one who's been arrested. She's the one they have all this evidence against, and we're about to find out what exactly that is. So we have to hold tight, and remember, in true crime, we go off facts and evidence, not feelings, not emotions, not conspiracies. That's just the way it is. So on this channel, I really want to keep it focused on that, on the facts, on the evidence, and try to let go of some of our feelings about the situation or whatever. So exactly, Pointer Lover. I don't think she ever would have dreamed she would have done something like this, or she wouldn't have done it, in my opinion, because you could tell she loved that baby. And don't forget, we went through what happened the other day. If it wasn't for BJ, she was the first person to alert the world that Leilani was probably lying and that she had something to do with this. She wasn't sitting there trying to cover it up, make excuses for anything like that. Not only that, while the world was, or what, probably felt like the whole world was coming down on her and the whole family outside of their house, protesting, playing, screaming babies. If your heart didn't break watching her grieve while Leilani just sat there and smiled and waved, it was very clear that she was going through a lot emotionally because of this. And she didn't try to cover it up. She didn't make excuses. She's the one who let the world know that something was off here. So at the end of the day, look, if Danny was involved, I don't buy into that at all. I believe police know based on whatever's been found on their phones, whatever's been found, based on the location of their phones and different things like that, traffic cameras, they know. So we need to wait for the evidence to come out. That's just kind of where I'm at with that. Oh, you haven't, Pointer Lover? I've heard a few. And this has been for a while. It's really not something new. I started hearing these several months ago that Danny was actually involved. Or even I've seen Quentin's dad. I don't know. I don't know why that happens, but it happens. Hey, Music City Mom. In Georgia, malice or felony murder is life. The only difference is the judge decides if parole after 30 years or no parole. That ball will be in the judge's hand. Yeah, and in Georgia, thank you, James. And in Georgia, they don't have first-degree murder, second-degree murder. It's either malice murder or felony murder. I believe Danny would have been charged if he had any involvement. I 100% agree. Trust me, remember, this happened several years after what happened to Gannon. But in Letitia's case, they knew where every person in that family was at all times. Like I said a minute ago, Al was being blamed on the internet. A neighbor came out and did an interview. Does that sound familiar? Just remember, don't let just random articles, blogs, YouTubers, whatever, guide your opinions when it comes to true crime. Just wait for the facts. Don't even let my opinion guide your opinion. Just wait for when they present the evidence at this trial, which we all get to watch. And then as soon as it's over, we're going to do recaps over here. I talked to Melissa. We're going to do a few panels together discussing maybe every week. I don't know. We haven't decided when, but kind of discussing what's came out so far. Melissa covered this a lot when it was happening and along the way since then, because she's even covered different updates and stuff. So yeah, why does everyone want multiple people to always be culpable? I don't know. It's kind of interesting though, because I have seen that in many cases. So I don't know if this channel did a live about it, but it was a community post about stuff in the crib. What are you talking about? About the potential brain matter, vomit? I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but again, even with that stuff, kind of just want to wait for the evidence, because we know that there was potential. They were having something tested to see if it was brain matter or vomit. I don't know that they've ever released the results of some of that stuff. So yeah, the brain matter. Okay. Yeah. So that has, and Tess, I actually read from it the other day because Tess found it for us in one of the local news articles that they were doing testing to see if it was. Which, by the way, you guys, Tess told me, tell everyone I said hi. I won't be able to be there. I can't remember why, but it's bringing her up. I just thought about it. Okay, so let's get into this. So yesterday, now there is somebody there that's been tweeting about some of the things that have happened. But at first, I want to start here. So jury selection in the trial of Savannah mom accused of killing her toddler began Wednesday. Wonder why it says ad removed. Leilani is accused of beating her son Quentin to death. Oh God, even saying that just makes me sick. I'm so sorry, you guys. Before throwing his body in a trailer park dumpster. Simon has been behind bars since her arrest in November of 2022 after Quentin's remains were found at a nearby landfill. The goal for jury selection, according to lawyers, is to create a pool of 50 qualified potential jurors. No cameras were allowed in court on Wednesday. Leilani was dressed in a white sweater and black pants, and she was taking notes during the 7-hour court session. I always wish I could see their notes. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys this. What am I doing? Can you see it? I kind of got sick when I read that. I hope it's not true. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can just read to you exactly what I have. Am I roboting, you guys? I would not be surprised if I am. I'll be so happy when either the Brightspeed or the Starlink works. Well, I was looking because I was worried that like you guys couldn't hear me because I can see that the internet's having some trouble. Okay, thank you guys. Let me try this again then. Okay. So regarding the brain matter, this just comes from an article from the local news, and this is just what we know. Hey, Brandy. The prosecutors told Judge Tammy Stokes that the final evidence they are waiting for to begin trial was forensic toxicology test of Quentin's pillowcase and pajamas for, quote, apparent brain matter, unquote. They hope the results from the FBI lab in Quantico will be in by May 1st. So, we shall see. I remember when they blacked out all the windows to do the luminol as well. I am really so annoyed by this internet, you guys. Because it's not letting me share my screen. Can you see it on my side? I definitely cannot. When I went to court, they were still waiting for the brain matter results. Thank you, Claus. Adrian, my house smells so good, thanks to Nay. Nicole, hey, all just getting here. Aw, happy birthday, Nicole. I'm just going to stop the screen share and read it to you. It's not important. They don't show pictures. There were no cameras in there. So Leilani was in a white sweater, black pants, and seen taking notes. Like I said, I would love to be able to see her notes. Hey, Kelly Marie. Okay. Nature rocks. I don't know why. It's not like my screen share isn't working for some reason. I do know this. Brightspeed was here this morning. That's the third day. Trying to get the fiber optic working. It's a new thing they're putting in the lines in this community. And Starlink is on its way. So I may have internet problems today, but this is not going to be a forever thing. We will get through this. Not to mention, we already have several different kinds of internet here, and my parents have a different kind. None of them work. But so the day began by questioning the entire group of prospective jurors on basic questions. Have you heard of this case? Do you know anyone involved? Could you be impartial if you had to serve on the jury? 9 potential jurors said they had already made up their mind about her innocence or guilt. That's the challenge for the state and defense, finding potential jurors who either haven't heard of the case or if they had, determining who among them could impartially serve on a jury. Of the original 67, 20 qualified and 16 others were eliminated. A final motions hearing is slated for Thursday morning, followed by more jury selection on Friday. So today. And jury, so I hope that Monday we start. The judge hopes to have the 2 to 3 week trial started by early next week. 2 to 3 weeks. Now, there's this person, Andy Cole, on Twitter. I'm going to attempt. Hey, Sandy South. Hey, Marissa. They're doing jury selection yesterday and tomorrow. They're having a different hearing today. But none of this is being, broadcast. We will be able to watch the trial, though. I have the new fiber optic. Oh, awesome, Kristen. We had it in West Virginia before I moved. It's crazy. West Virginia had it before North Carolina. And it would take me like 5 minutes to upload a video, where here it will take like 12 hours. Okay. So Andy on Twitter, which, you can't see, he does put a couple pictures, but for some reason the screen share isn't working. So I'm just going to read to you what he said. This is interesting. So Andy is with WJCL, so that's local news. He says, I'm covering the trial of Leilani Simon, the Savannah mom. What the heck? Everything just went out on me. Okay. It's coming back. I apologize, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'll be so happy when the Starlink gets here. Just to try something else because this is so frustrating. I'm just going to read it off my phone because it'll be easier, I think, this way. So Andy says, I'm covering the trial of Leilani Simon, the Savannah mom accused of killing her toddler son, Quentin. Here's what happened on day one of the trial and how we got here. In my opinion, I think she was going to do a Casey Anthony and say, was accident and freaked out. Hey, Emily, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. How could you ever throw your baby into a dumpster? I don't care it doesn't matter to me what happened to them. Like if it was an accident, you still would not put them in a dumpster. Like to me, I've told you guys before, every hair on the head of my children is precious. Every single hair. And there is no absolute way. I just don't know how you do that. As if you love that child and you have any amount of motherly instinct, how you can do that. So Simon, now 24, is accused of beating her 20-month-old Quentin to death before throwing him into a dumpster. FBI experts and local PD spent 31 days searching through 1.2 million pounds of trash before finding some of the toddler's remains in a local landfill. Andy goes on to say, no cameras are allowed during jury selection, but I was there for the entire 7-hour day. 67 potential jurors were brought into face questioning. I cannot read today, from the prosecution and defense. The state is being represented by attorneys Tim Dean and Jennifer Parker. Leilani is being represented by attorneys Martin Hilliard and Robert Pierce. Fair warning, some of these are old pictures. Once we get cameras in court, we'll update them. The day began with all jurors in the courtroom. The clerk read aloud basic questions about the trial. Have you heard of the case? Do you know anyone involved? Do you believe you could be impartial if serving as a juror? Jurors lifted numbered fans if they agreed. Then jurors were separated into groups of 12. Each were then questioned more specifically and individually, first by the state and then the defense. The main theme from the both sets of attorneys was trying to nail down where the potential juror may have seen, read, or heard of this case. Attorneys also further questioned jurors who said they couldn't be impartial. 9 potential jurors said they had already made up their mind. So it's kind of repeating some of the stuff we had seen before. One potential juror, who claimed to have followed the case since the beginning, while being questioned, asked the attorney, who else could have done it? He was one of the 16 potential jurors dropped. 20 people did qualify to serve as jurors in the trial of Leilani Simon and will return Friday. Attorneys are hoping to build a pool of 50 qualified potential jurors and then whittle it down to a group of 12 plus alternates. Tomorrow, because of potential impacts from Hurricane Milton, the court has decided to hold, which is today, to hold a motions hearing in lieu of continuing jury selection. Selection is slated to resume Friday. Hold on, there's more, but hey, Roxanne, just chat with you guys for a second. Hey, Alicia, throwing your child into a dumpster is so selfish. It just shows how those who do it that care more about their own well-being than they ever did for their child. I agree, Teacup. He was a beautiful baby. Beautiful, beautiful baby. No, you don't. You call 911, you scream for help. Don't know what her defense will be. Well, I'm curious if they're going to try to place blame on other people. Because we have been seeing, like I said, I've kind of been seeing that for months in places. And I'm just curious if, I don't know. I think with other cases, we've seen like certain news that or theories that will go out on social media kind of take over and show up in the courtroom by defense attorneys. Hey, cutie pie. So attorneys also question potential jurors about their plans over the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's how long they believe the trial will last. Myself and Brooke Butler will be there for every moment. Once jury selection is over, cameras will be allowed in the courtroom. The judge has yet to rule on whether or not we can live stream the trial. I don't know about them, but we know Court TV has posted they were given permission to do it. So I'm curious with this, but these are old tweets from yesterday as well. But he says, I plan on tweeting or whatever we call it now as much of the trial as I can. Give me a follow to stay up to date. And then he put out his report with the news. So let me just do a little search to see if anything's came up today. Since we've been on here, I'm really mad that this screen share isn't working. Because it doesn't say the internet signal is bad right this moment. Get it together. We got things to do. Jen and I have some things to put out regarding Letitia. We have this trial. I'm going to try to do quick. Now, the coffee and crime during the trial is going to be brief. Because let me tell you guys, and I know Melissa is the same because we did the Letitia trial like this, and Jen as well. I know that Melissa, though, will be doing this, I believe, with Quentin's trial. Or with Leilani's trial, where we will see justice for Quentin. Let me say that correctly. You spend all day long taking very detailed notes of the trial, and then we want to have discussions in the evening. So it's a lot. I want to do it. I enjoy doing it, but you are exhausted, So the coffee and crimes in the mornings are going to be quick, but I still want to try to do them at least for the most part. So we'll just kind of play it by ear, but that's the plan. Okay. So Amber has a live at 2, and we're going to end long before that, but I will grab the links for that when we end. WSAV, Kelly Fedco says jury selection has begun in the Leilani Simon trial. I was in the courtroom today to watch it all. Here's what I saw. Let's listen to the video that she posted. It's pretty short, but...
A jury panel consisting of 67 people convening today at the Chatham County Courthouse, all being considered to decide the fate of Leilani Simon, who is accused of killing her 20-month-old son, Quentin. Simon in the courtroom today appearing very stoic and very calm in her demeanor as she watched this jury selection.
Wow, okay, so I hadn't seen this yet, you guys. Leilani appeared very calm and very stoic. Okay, interesting. Well, like I said, she never showed a ton of emotion compared to some of the people around her, in my opinion.
Process unfold. Now, it appears the biggest hurdles that both councils seem to be facing are finding jurors who are going to remain impartial in this legal process. A great deal of people already familiar with this case, and quite a few potential jurors already outright admitting that they have formed opinions on Simon despite not seeing any evidence presented in the courtroom. Around a dozen jurors already released today, and this jury will be solidified on Friday with opening statements beginning Monday.
Okay.
Reporting in Savannah, Kaylee Fedko, WSAV News 3 on.
So she says opening statements beginning Monday. Hopefully that's the case with the not doing jury selection today. All right, so I'm going to get the link for a couple channels now that I've mentioned, like Jen, Melissa, Amber's upcoming live. So just give me just a moment. But yeah, so we will come here in the mornings, maybe talk about a couple unknown cases, maybe depending on what happens, if there's any missing people that I hear about that maybe I want to talk to you guys about or anything like that at 8. I think that trial will start at 9 every day. And then I expect it would be over by 4 or 5 if it starts at 9. I'm not really sure. Every judge does it different. Kelly, so they just delayed jury selection for one day. I think other than that, that'll probably be all we see as far as that goes with the hurricane interfering. Okay. So I'm trying to get the links on the computer, but it's giving me a little bit of a hard way to go. So I'm going to drop them from my phone. But then I want to talk to you guys about a couple other little things. So let's see. And if anything else comes out in the meantime, I'll share it on the community tab. But yeah, just remember, we will see all the evidence. We don't have to wonder. We don't have to have conspiracies. We don't have to wonder about anything because now we're at, it's natural to do that. Don't get me wrong. But now it's time for trial and we get to see the evidence. Okay, so here is Melissa's live for tonight. Melissa will be live tonight. That's the link in the chat getting dropped right now. Hey, Meg. Now, here's Amber's upcoming live this afternoon. Let me see. The second link is going to be Amber's live at 2. That'll be nice to listen to while I'm driving to get the little ones. And then let me go grab Jen's link too. Because I was about to say, we'll be following along this. And I know many of you guys are going to be watching Sarah Boone too. And I know Jen is going to stream probably every minute of that. That's what, I'm pretty sure that's what she said to me. I don't want to misspeak or speak for her. But here's her last live she did, which is Every Single Letter, Part 2. So I'm going to drop that in there. I just dropped my paintbrush on my phone. Oh, no, Meg. And then, yeah, I know that a few people on the channel. So Claus is going to the trial in person. I hope that maybe you'll be open to coming up and talking about it one day, what you've seen, or whenever you want. Just let me know if you'd be open to that. But even if not, that's okay. But I know that few people from the channel, like a few of my mods, me, a couple of you guys, have wanted to help her get there because the last hurricane I know did some damage to her pocket. And yeah, it's just expensive for gas and parking and lunch and everything. So if anybody wants to do that, I've been passing the messages along to her for the couple people who have reached out to me and asked me to send it to her. She was so grateful. And if anyone else wanted to, you're welcome to reach out to me on Facebook, on email, or whatever. So, or if you want to ask her directly. Hey, Selma. Hey, Melissa Jade. We were just talking about you. Also, thank you, Claus. I look forward to that. I can't wait to hear. Like, to me, it's just different hearing from somebody who's in the courtroom. And getting to see this with their own eyes. Just like we just heard, the woman who said she seemed unemotional and stoic or whatever she said, like, I don't know. I don't know why I expected anything different, but whatever. Hey, Nicole B. I hope your appointment goes well. So yeah, before I move on to the next thing, like I said, right after this, I'll drop Amber's live just one more time before this ends. That starts at 2. I'll be covering this every step of the way. Melissa will be covering this every step of the way. That is the first live I dropped in the chat just a moment ago. But her live is tonight. It's going to be an upcoming live. If you click that first link, that's Melissa. My Nightbot's out of commission right now, okay? So it's a little confusing. The second link is Amber. And the last link was Jen's recent Sarah Boone live. Leilani, Sarah Boone, Delphi, there is so much happening. It's going to be hard to keep up with it, especially for those of you who are trying to do it all or keep up with all of it. Now, there's another person in court that I would like to keep up with, and we've talked about here a little bit, which is, the YouTuber who's gotten protective orders, 4 of them from the family of Ashley Rogers. So she has court today, and I'm really very curious how that's going to turn out. I know, me too. But I look forward to it, Melissa. I mean, it's like, I don't know if that's the right, like anticipation. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's going to be emotional for everybody. All of these are, right? Because we follow a lot of these, and even if you don't, it's still emotional. We're talking about loss of life here, and not with Sarah Boone's trial. It's still important though, but when it's a loss of life for a child, it's just a lot. And knowing what his little body went through and everything, it's just a lot. It's tough, but it's nice to be able to see the evidence, see what led them to arrest her, see what led them to not arrest anybody else, and like I said, there will be evidence of all of that. So we have to hold tight. Yes. Hey, Queen Bella, they are still in court. Heard no cell phones were allowed in. Okay, thank you for that. I cannot wait to see what happens. I think it's just going to be a big deal when it comes to how you cover cases. Let me tell you what, you guys have been in here before, and I've talked to my friends about this some privately, but sometimes Mark Milligan will come chat, and his brother, Harry, has been missing since 1984. Let me share. I'm going to share a link since I'm mentioning this. I think the most recent one I have is Chaos Divers. But he was on my channel a couple years ago. And the fact that he comes in here and even gives his opinion, he's ex-law enforcement. You guys don't know how special that is to me and how much it means to me. Knowing that, I don't know, it just means a lot to me. It's not like we talk or, I don't know. It's been a long time. And having him even come in here and support me like that, it just means so much. It would absolutely break my heart if there was a missing person who I had talked about in their family had to go get restraining orders on me or something like that. There you are. I could not imagine. Like, truly, Mark, it means so much to me that you come here and give your opinion. And I really take it to heart when you do, for one. But for two, like, I want to handle like any sort of relationship or whatever. And when it comes to victims' families with the most care and concern and love. Gets me emotional talking about it, but I just cannot imagine if a family member was getting a restraining order on me or whatever. That would just be, I don't know. It's awful, in my opinion. I don't even know what to say, but I do think it's a big deal, and it could somewhat shift the way that some of these things work, you know? It really could. So let me grab the video though. Okay, I'm going to grab the Chaos Divers video they did a month ago, but they have so many. I mean, matter of fact, let me pull this one first from a year ago. Where is Harry Milligan, missing 38 years? Where is he? U.S. Marine Harry Milligan, missing 38 years. Where is he? They did this 1 year ago. Check this out, please, and then I will drop one more after of an interview he recently did in the last week or so. Please check it out. But yeah, it means a lot to me. I would never want to do anything to hurt the family of someone that is missing or has been murdered. So I'm paying attention to this situation, and I'm curious of how it's going to end for sure. Okay. One more. Were your ears burning? Yeah, that was pretty funny. But, you know, truly, I have talked to my friends about it and how much it means to me. It does mean a lot to me. And I would never, ever want to disrespect, do anything to hurt, to cause more pain. And let's be clear here. That is what's happened. We have a YouTuber who has felt the need to get on here and blame the mother of a missing child. Outright blame her. Not only that, put thumbnails of mom covered in blood, like an AI version of mom, and just awful. It's been absolutely awful. And I don't know. I've seen comments today of people like, oh, pray for her. How can you think that's okay? If there is no evidence against these parents, and the AI picture really did it for me. I cannot imagine the audacity. I would never, ever, ever move my fingers, my body, my mind, my mouth to do any of that shit. And if you really have that negative of feelings about a family member of someone that you're covering, then stop covering it. It's unfair to the missing person. If you cannot treat the family with respect and love and care and all of that, then don't talk about it anymore, because you don't have the right, in my opinion. That's just where I'm at. So it's personal to me because, yeah, I don't know. It just is. I think of like Bianca Devon's mom and her coming on here. She did 3 lives with me talking about her daughter's case, and she's just wonderful. She is. She's been like huge. She's helped them change laws in the state of New York because of what happened to her daughter and how it happened. And if she took me to court, I don't know, it would just crush my heart and soul. I would not be able to get on here with a straight face and be proud about what I'm doing. I couldn't do it. Okay, so this live I'm dropping right now, the last link I'm dropping is the interview that he did about a week ago. So please check those out, you guys, please. I've had to listen for 40 years, hear someone say, my parents done it. It's sad. Oh my God, Mark. What is wrong with people, man? I just don't get it. I do not. I honestly don't know how she lives with herself. I don't either. Hey, Angie. Hey, Jonesin. The sad part about missing persons is getting law enforcement to just do their job. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine But you know what? I have so much respect for you for many reasons, but one of the reasons is never giving up, just giving it your all and not just moving on. And I mean, yeah, I really hope he's found one day. I know one of my really close friends, and she's a mod here. She's spent so much time like looking through the different her Wolfie is her name, but she's spent a lot of time looking through the different water around and different stuff like that. And there are just a lot of people who care a lot. Myself, I'm sorry. Actually, I don't know. It's freaking internet, the wind. I don't know what it is. Um, but no, it's just something I wanted to touch on at the end. I'll be following that to see what happens, but I wish people would really understand that when we get on here and we talk about these things, um, it matters how you do it, and you there are real victims in these situations, and the families are victims. And I get so sick of the drama that gets tied into it because these YouTubers, they become victims. I don't know, it just becomes so messy. Keep that shit away from these cases. And stop blaming people. Like with Quentin, like I talked about when we started this live. First of all, the trial's about to begin. We will get to see all of the evidence. There's no room for conspiracies. There's no room for blaming other people. Wait until at least you see what evidence they have. Now, if it's like Karen Reed kind of evidence, okay. Like if you have questions or you don't believe the narrative or whatever, but wait and see. Because I guarantee you they're going to present where everyone in that house was, their communications with each other. They're going to have physical evidence at the house of what happened. We know they were testing for potential brain matter. They were testing for potential vomit, things like that. We need to wait. Um, you don't, just because you have a feeling about something doesn't make it true, period. Thank God the police don't just arrest based on feelings, gut feelings, and stuff like that, because we would be all in trouble. It will happen and won't stop until I'm gone. Oh my God. Well, I'm here. Anything that I can ever do for you, please just know that all you have to do is reach out and I'll be there. Um, oh, thank you, Seek Justice. And Claus, I saw a sweet comment from you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for everything. Yeah, Neat had a missing child for over 2 months. I had to find her without help. I'm sorry for the anguish you experienced, which, I always appreciate your opinions, Neat, when it comes to like what they're doing to Sebastian's parents on all sides. Nobody knows what they would do unless you're in that situation. And I hope that none of us are. The reality is we might be one day, and some of us have been, like Neat. It's just, you need to wait for evidence, for facts. This is real life, period. So, please check out the channels, The Gut Feelings Police. Mute Gate. Yes. Neat. I do. Remember the little girl killed by the FedEx driver, and they were blaming the stepmom. Her name was Athena, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And things weren't looking good. There were some, like, they were saying that her bedroom was out in the outbuilding and stuff like that. The whole internet was ready to blame someone who wasn't involved at all. Rumors are the worst thing for all cases because it takes so much time to debunk the rumors when they could be looking at the facts. And that's coming from ex-law enforcement and family member of someone who is currently missing. So, and I believe that with all my heart, because think of like when the tragedy in Idaho happened, they had to create an entire web page to debunk rumors because they were taking over the internet. There was this young man, they had looked up his mom's social media, found photos of him hunting. Like he was said to be off in Africa. Even one of the victim's parents kind of pushed that rumor a little bit because I think they just heard it and believed it. And it had nothing to do with him. These kind of rumors can be life ruining and it has to stop. So, anyways, I know that's not the most like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna stop. Like I always sit here and I think, you guys, I'll tear myself up at, like after I talk to you guys, or even after I talk to a friend, or even my kids when I'm disciplining them. Like I'm the kind of person who I walk away when I'm done, and first thing I do is like kind of criticize myself of I should have said this differently. Oh, I didn't think of how that would come. Like, oh, I hope that wasn't hurtful. I didn't mean to be too harsh on the kids or whatever. And I'm gonna stop doing that because yeah, I'm gonna be thoughtful with my words, but um I'm not gonna apologize for it anymore. And that's just where I'm at. I got attacked in CTV Live about Quentin's case because Dolly showed up in chat and I told him in Court TV, I saw that cutie pie. So someone else had sent me a screenshot of what Court TV said about streaming the live, and they were sending like and I saw your comment. People stuck up for him. I've wasted so many hours chasing rumors. I'm so sorry. And it's time you can't get back. It's bullshit. People need to stop. And that's why the last thing I'm going to say about this, when it comes to the mods on this channel, when I do have wrenches again, which is going to be very soon, I'm not going to apologize anymore for doing what I feel is right in my heart and in my gut. If the mods are accusing and blaming people without saying, in my opinion, trying to put statements out there without, in my opinion, things like that, I'm not going to have it. I'm not. Because there are certain things that I feel so strongly about in my soul that I cannot get on board with. And if I'm seeing that from people who also in a way do represent my channel, and that's just the truth about it, I can't have that. Holy cow, a huge bird just flew over the house. So I want my chat to do that. If it's your opinion, just say, in my opinion. We can't be like just spreading stuff as if it's fact when we don't know. So, anyways, I'll get off my high horse. I'm not trying to do that to you guys. I just wanted to talk about what had happened so far with jury selection, and then also say, like, well, on my channel, I don't even want to play into what about if Danny's involved and this and that. Because I don't believe that he is, and I believe that police are going to show at the trial why they have made the choice that they made to arrest Leilani and Leilani alone. And that's just where I'm going to leave it. And this is not a new rumor. This is not a new thing. It's been at least 6 months since the first time that I've heard this. Saw it with Al Stout. I'll say it again. And at the end of the day, when we watched Letitia's trial, they had every movement he made. They knew where he was at. They knew what he was saying on his phone at the time, who he was talking to, who he was emailing, who he was text messaging, in a really beautiful timeline. And I hope to see that in this case, because I think that trials are a good point for some of the gaps to close when it comes to rumors and stuff like that. Hopefully to shut all of them down, but that will never happen. You'll never know everything. Anyways, okay. Oh, Humanimal, good to see you. The problem today is the internet and the fact that information that used to take months is now sent around the world in minutes. That's true. In many cases, it is law enforcement's own fault they don't provide enough information. I just think of Dolly standing in front of Sebastian Tallman calling him Sebastian Roberts. Oh my God. What was said. Look, I don't have any personal issue with that person, but what was said about Madeline Soto and her body and the way it looked and all that on that just broke my heart, and I just won't. I'm not even gonna. I can't even watch over there ever for anything. I won't do it. Aw, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that so much. Because you're not biased and professional and there is no drama. Well, I know y'all hear me cussing out Jen Soto or that situation sometimes, and I try. Those are not the most professional moments. But I try, I try to do my best. That's all we can do. I think that's an eagle that flew over the house, you guys. It's just flew back over again. There's like a nest of bald eagles right beside of my house. And did you guys know that bald eagles don't always have white heads? Like sometimes I think that's the older ones that do, but not all of the eagles do. Thank you. That means so much to me. Like I said, Mark, it truly does. Um, it was crazy. Oh, cutie pie, you're so sweet. Y'all are the bomb. Thank you for everything, Adrian. All right, so my friend Amber is going live at 2, and I would love for you guys to check it out. Let me grab the link one more time. The Wade Wilson saga continues. Okay. No, she does not play when it comes to baby Q. You're right. Adrian, from a law enforcement perspective, the only one law enforcement has an obligation to is the victim. Sharing causes rumors most times. Yeah, I'm sure it is like how do you know what to share? And sometimes you probably want to clarify certain things, but that's probably opens the door for more rumors regarding whatever it is that you're clarifying. I know that it can't be easy or simple at all to do that job for many reasons. All right, you guys. So I love eagles too, besides dolphins. Oh, well, you would love it here. Did not see the dolphins as much as I wanted to this year, but I got to see them a couple times. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to come on and talk about so far what's happened in jury selection. And yeah, I don't know. We have a field trip in the morning. Listen to this. What kind of crap is this? My kids' school, if they do a field trip, they don't take a bus. You have to go too. So it's kind of like you're just taking your kids out to do something with a bunch of other kids and their families. I don't know. I don't know. It's not ideal in my opinion. Like, come on, is that a field trip? Like, no, it's a family outing at that point, and with multiple families. So I don't know about coffee and crime in the morning unless we do it super early. Um, but definitely I'll have it posted. I know that Jen and I are going to be putting out some new never before heard. Did I say that right? Some things that have never been put out yet on the internet from Letitia, some things that we've been waiting on for a long time. So I look forward to that. And yeah, hope to see you over at Amber's. Thank you, everyone. Remember, if you want to help with claws, if you want to help claws, you can email me. And please check out the channels I dropped, and especially the video from Chaos Divers. As a matter of fact, as soon as I end this, I'm going to go to the description box and I will have a link to 2 videos regarding Harry Milligan, and I will link the 3 channels that I dropped during the live, which were Amber's, Jen, and Melissa. But thank you guys for everything, and I hope you have a great day. Is the district trying to cut costs? It's a private school, teacup. So, I mean, they do have buses, though. I don't know why they do it. It's just frustrating. I love and appreciate you guys, and thank you for being here and listening to me and putting up with all my trashy internet. Hopefully it will be fixed soon. By the end of this, though, we will have like 6 different kinds of internet in between me and my parents, and I'm in a contract for sure for one of them. The other one, you just pay like a certain amount for a year. I don't know. It's frustrating, but I will have it fixed soon, hopefully. But thank you for listening to me, even with all the issues. I hope you guys have a lovely day. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so right now, if you are interested in those links, they're probably gone in the chat. Just wait like 5 minutes, come back to this video and check the description, and it'll be full of links for all of the things that I mentioned. But yeah, have a great day. I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.